Hey everyone, and welcome to my video where I give a very general look at how to create content as a copywriter. I'll try to make this as simple as possible so you're able to understand the general idea and apply this to the specifics of your job or projects. As a disclaimer, I will be discussing content creation as a copywriter, so while content creation is a thing for most, if not all creatives, this video will deal with the process of creating content at an agency from the ideation and concepting phase all the way to the presentation phase. Again, this is a generalization because the specifics will look differently, but if you follow along with the video, it will help you understand how to do your job as a copywriter or even help you start your journey as a copywriter. Enjoy. Before you start anything, go back to the brief that the client has given you because this is going to have all the information you're going to need. This is going to have the demographics of the people that they want to touch with the message. This is going to have the key language and the key words you're going to need to sprinkle throughout the brief. You're going to need to know where the content will live. Is this going to be social media? Is this going to be traditional content? Phase 2, ideate. After having gathered the information from the previous phase, it's time to create an idea. Don't worry if there isn't a concrete concept yet. The stage is to allow you to explore all the possibilities of a concept before you decide on a direction. Because you'll most likely need to present to a client, I recommend using a program like Google Slides to begin dumping your ideas. Google Slides makes it incredibly easy to create slides that you can share with anyone and adjust the permissions they have when looking over your work. The three different options are viewer, commenter, and editor. They just describe what another person with your link can do with the slides. If you prefer a different program or service, then by all means use what you're comfortable with. But for the purpose of this video, I will continue with Google Slides and how to put things together there. When creating your deck, Google Slides already has some templates you can choose from there. This is one of the ones available there. You're going to have the brand at the first page. Second page is going to have the working title and a brief description of the idea that you have in mind. Remember to use the language and the keywords your client is asking you to use. This is going to be important because this is how you're going to format every idea. This is going to be idea 1 followed by idea 1 part 1. It's going to have the working title, same thing, so that they know that it's still the same idea. Then you're going to go more into depth about the idea. Is it going to live on the traditional content such as radio advertisement or commercial? Will it live on social media? Will it follow the trends that are hot and current? Or will you be utilizing popular effects such as the green screen effect? These are all things that you're going to be having on this portion of the page, so be sure to organize it like so. Phase 3, refinement. During the refinement stage, you're going to end up cleaning up the deck that you're using. So here I have the brand. I also have the title of the idea that I'm working with, as well as a brief description of the idea. You're also going to notice that on the next page, I go into more depth, as well as start to bolden the key terms, the key ideas that the client's most likely going to want me to emphasize. Phase 4, presentation. It's important to note that this phase can either be the end of the ideation process, or if you're working with a team or get feedback to adjust some things, you'll return to phase 3 to refine and polish your concept. If this is the final time you'll be presenting to a client, then either your idea will be pushed forward or it will be given the axe. If client decides on another idea from another team member, don't feel bad. Just learn from this moment and move on. Anyways, let me show you what a finished idea should look like for when you present to the client. So you'll notice that my front page didn't change for the brand. You'll also notice that the second page is going to look very similar to how it did before. You'll notice that I added more detail to the idea as well as adding an image. This is always going to be good for when you present a client to have it look something like this. Don't forget that the client can give you additional feedback, so pay attention to that if they address anything that needs to be changed. And that's it. You're all done. Like I said at the beginning of the video, This process can look very different to you depending on what type of copywriter you are, depending on what kind of content writer you are. But overall, this is going to be what you're going to be looking at in terms of the process when it comes to ideation and content creation. I hope this video helped you, and yeah, please give me a good grade, Professor.